Welcome back to Bernama Today. My name is Zaini. You're here with you in the house. Have you, I think, saved a lot for your, not a lot, but enough for your retirement age? I'm asking myself that question also. You know what, you are compelled to save in your EPF and all that, but that is compulsory. But are you doing more to save for your older age, or your older age when you need the money when you can't work anymore? So with that, we're going to talk to a special guest, Chairman of Private Pension Administrator Malaysia, Datuk Zaiton Mohd Hassan. Welcome, Bernama Today, Datuk.
Thank you.
Okay. You have to save more for your future. That has been, people say, save more, save more, save more. It's been a cliche kind of thing. Why do you think we should save more, Datuk?
I think we need to project forwards and imagine what sort of retirement do you want to have.
Okay.
A nice retirement, you can go for holiday whenever you like. For the Muslims, you can go for Umrah
Haji,
whenever you want, and Hajj, and relax. Or you want a retirement where you are struggling, thinking of where to get money when you fall sick, especially if you don't have insurance, and hoping that your children can pitch in and help you.
Which is not too good, right?
Actually, it's not that they don't want to help you, but they have their own challenges.
They have their own problems.
They have their own families, So to be financially independent when you are old, and that time you don't have the energy to work anymore. So what can work for you is your savings. And this is where we are encouraging people basically to save.
Basically, you're saying saving for the rainy days. Not rainy days, actually, for the older age.
Old age.
So meaning to say you are under the Private Pension Administrator Malaysia. You're duplicating what EPF is doing?
We are complementing, I would say, because studies have shown in order to maintain the same standard of living as when you're working, after you retire, you need to earn about two-thirds.
Two-thirds of your current salary?
Yes. Okay. And in order to achieve that, you have to save one-third of what you're earning now.
Wow.
So if you look at EPF, we're saving about both us and employer, total about 23%. 23%. So there's still a gap of 10%. Of course, to save 33% is very challenging. People will say the cost of living today.
You need it now.
Is it? But it doesn't have to be 10%. Whatever little we can put aside for the old age is going to be very
Every
helpful.
little bit counts.
That's right. Yeah.
But then again, I mean, when they are young, they think, that's a long time. I want to enjoy now. Is that a good thing to say when you haven't seen older when you're older? You need those things then.
I think if you look around you and you see some old people still have to work. You see sometimes they work in airports, maybe not in our country, and they are pushing those trays when it's very heavy, You
can feel for them.
And I feel for them. And then you fast forward and say, do I want to be like that? So I think memang today's challenges are there. You want to buy the smartphone, the latest gadgets. But if you think about it, it's not much. You just have to put aside maybe $1 a day to make it very simple. 30 ringgit.
A month.
For PRS, to start an account, minimum 100 ringgit. And now we have a very good incentive, for the young people.
Really?
Yes. And if you're between the age of 20 to 30.
Okay, I passed that already.
Yes. We have another incentive for you. We have something for everybody.
This is for the young one first. Okay.
If you have 1,000 ringgit in your account, PRS, the government will top up another 1,000 for you free.
One-to-one.
Free, one-to-one. And we have 150 million was set aside by the government, and the incentive is only until the end of this year.
I see.
And we still have half of that not yet given out.
Only
so
75
million still available.
So for you who are within that age group, go to PRS right now, right?
So all you got to do is now pick up your smartphone.
Oh, now smartphone.
Yes,
already.
you just key in www.ppa.my, get into our website, and you will be guided. You can open accounts straight away.
Really?
You can transfer from your account in a very safe and protected manner to your PRS account.
Simple as a click.
Yes, and you actually have a lot of choices. You have 56 funds to choose from.
Really? So we are having the official website there right now for our audience to just do.
Yes,
So right now, I think that was my next question. How do people put in money? But Datuk has already mentioned they can go doing it online. PRS online. This was launched early this year, Datuk.
That's right. That's right. And to top up also, that one we've launched since 2017. You can actually top up online.
Oh, easy.
Now I come to those above 30.
Okay.
You're just above 30,
right?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Just above 30.
Just above 31.
So yes. So for you, there is a tax incentive of 3,000 ringgit per year.
Oh, that's good.
I'm 62. I don't look it.
You don't look it.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
But I do put aside, not just for the tax incentive, because I'm still saving for my old age. Because with better health facility, inshallah, it's all kuasa Allah SWT. But studies have shown that probably we live a bit longer than before because of healthcare. Yes.
So still young.
So I have another 20 years to go, and I don't want to burden my daughter, when I'm old. I want to be able to take care of myself because she will have her own family and her own obligations. Yes. So I'm still saving.
But now again, that's the question. People say, I put my money already in PF, I cannot take them out. If I put into another one in PRS or private retirement schemes, I can't take that out anymore. Is it true?
You can take out 30%.
Or just 30%? Okay.
70% has to be there until 55. But if you're above 55 like me, you can take out anytime. Because you already passed the 55.
So why do you put in after that? It's just to make some investment decision?
Yes, because I think money in hand, you have a tendency to spend.
Right.
So it's better I put aside, let it be managed by professionals, and then that is my nest egg for my old age.
Talking about management, how big is the fund right now you're managing, and what kind of fund managers out there, and do they put in the Sharia compliant or how?
Okay, we actually have 360,000 members already with us. Total funds under management, 2.5 billion ringgit.
Huge.
I need to basically explain the infrastructure that the Securities Commission has put in place to make sure that the PRS is a well-guarded and safe investment for our population. So the SC set up PPA as the administrator, the central administrator. So all the accounts maintained with us. Then they appointed 8 what we call the providers who are managing the fund.
The fund managers.
And these are mainly bank-backed and also insurance companies.
Safe.
Yes. And they are monitored by the Securities Commission all the time. So out of these 8 managers, there are actually 56 funds they are managing, including Sharia-based funds. And we also have the trustees. So the money actually sits with the trustees.
I see.
So all these roles are separated for check and balance.
Right. So I mean, I think the fund managers will also compete with one another to have the best kind of value.
And for you to choose the fund, if you go into our website, we have Morningstar. We tell you all the funds, how they're performing, what is the return, so you can choose. Essentially, there are three types of funds. There is the growth fund, which is for people who are basically younger and you have a long time. So the growth is a bit more, equity content in the fund. And then you have the moderate, and then you have the conservative. So if you are the conservative type, I tak nak lah, I don't want to put too risky. But you of course, lower risk, lower return. So if you have the growth, but of course they say market go up and down. But if you are a young person, if you start saving at say 20, in fact our minimum age is 18. Even before you start working, And can you imagine when you retire at 55?
How much will you have?
Yes.
In fact, your children will come to ask money from you.
Correct.
Not the other way around.
Yes, because over time there will be growth. Yes.
But then again, the risk taken, I mean, it depends on your lifestyle. What you want to do after you're 60, traveling. Some people say, I don't want to travel, I just want some money for me to go here and there. So growth, moderate, conservative, depending on your lifestyle requirement. So the risks are taken. So right now, when you say Sharia compliant and not, some are not Sharia compliant. That's for the maybe non-Muslim. But those are higher returns?
No, it's really, conservative, also have Sharia, also have the conventional fund.
Balance.
Yes. Growth also have Sharia, also have conventional fund. And the non-Muslims, some of them also invest in Sharia-based funds. It's become very universal.
Because this thing is just, I think people want non-Muslim coming into bank, Islam and all that is nothing new already.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Because of the return, right?
Yes.
Okay, right now when you have funds in these places, the fund managers, you put in a certain specification to them, you have to invest, because EPF have their own, I think, portfolio.
Yes.
What kind of portfolio usually do you go to right now? You're risk averse or you're more, and as PPA, how do you put it to the fund managers? You need to invest. And what kind of returns you request that they bring every year?
Oh, we don't do that. We only administer the accounts. But what is very important, the fund managers are very transparent. Okay. So if you go into our website, if you look up Fund A by this fund manager, they have to put all the risks that they are taking in that fund. They have to tell you how much in equity, how much in bonds, what sort of risk they are taking. We call it disclosure-based investment. So you can read for yourself and you can judge for yourself. You can also get the services of a PRS consultant. There are 20,000 of them around who can actually assist to explain.
Appointed by these fund managers.
That's right.
The consultant.
That's right.
Okay. If I were like, firstly, I go in, I want growth. But this after 5 years, I'm not that. I just want a certain thing. So can I go from growth to moderate?
Can.
I just switch.
Yes, you can even switch provider.
Seriously?
Yes, we have 8.
So
if tomorrow you say, when you look at the website, provider 1 compared to provider 5, 5 million like more attractive.
Right.
Can switch. Can switch.
So what does it do? Your fund managers are a bit, they do that. They are a bit unstable because now I have this much fund. Next, I don't have that much. Because when you're funding or you're looking for a portfolio, the more money you have, the more leverage you have to get all these to the companies. Does that affect the returns?
There are 8 of them, and I believe this is healthy competition.
Okay.
So in order for them to retain the customer, they have to basically perform. And it's good. It keeps them on their toes.
Okay. Another question. 360,000 members currently, so far. Are they mainly from private or government? And what age group are they?
Okay, about 1/3 is in that youth segment, which is very healthy.
Good.
Yeah, so the young are indeed coming forward to save for their retirement. About close to about 10-12% is self-employed, which is also good. If you know self-employed, of course there's EPF and us catering. The self-employed, I sometimes go on this basis. A nasi lemak seller.
Yes.
May be able to put aside RM5 a day for their old age.
150 a month,
Yes, which is okay.
Good.
It's a start. It's something. So we have to get them to also start saving. The people who work in the pasar malam and all that, we have to encourage them.
You have
save.
to, I guess, propose to them this thing, right?
Yes, yes. And we are also open to people who work in the public sector. Yes, they have their pension, but if over and above that, they want to come in and save. The other day, I was talking to a civil servant. She is already 50. And she said, "Is it too late for me?" I said, "No, you can join us anytime.
Nothing's too late.
And start saving." So we are open. We are making it very convenient. We are making it online. We are reachable anytime, 24/7.
24/7, yeah? Okay, so I mean, if this thing is going on, are you going to the corporate saying to them, you can deduct from your, have the HR deduct monthly like you're doing EPF?
Yes, actually corporates, they have up to 19% if they contribute for the employees, they get tax exemption. So this is where they can use it as a tool for them to retain the employees as a benefit. So what they pay to EPF is the mandatory. Anything over and above the 12% they pay to EPF, they can actually put in the PRS, and the employee also, their monthly deduction can also put in the PRS.
I see.
Yes.
So you're giving them a second option that they can put in PRS instead of somewhere else as part of the retention program.
That's
so they can enjoy the tax incentive.
That's right. We already have 600 employers with us now doing that.
That's good.
And we are going all out to promote and encourage more employers. So we are working with Employer Federation and also the corporates.
Employer Federation. So after since 2012, you have been helming this PPA or private pension administrator. What are your trials and tribulations, and what are the achievements right now you have achieved?
I think the fact that it's voluntary. You know, and there's already EPF, and you know, to get people to actually save, especially the last couple of years, the economy has been challenging. The cost of living is challenging. People will say, I'm struggling my day-to-day expenses, let alone you want me to put aside and save some more for old age. But my reply is, you know, if you don't start, it gets harder. It just gets harder because the inflation and everything, you know. We were just discussing just now, maybe a Starbucks cup of coffee 10 years later, I don't know lah how much you have to pay.
20 ringgit.
You know, so it just gets harder. So it's just that maybe we have to put aside, you know, you have to decide, do I need the latest version of the smartphone? Or maybe I can, my phone still works. Sometimes these gadgets have so many features, you don't even use all of it and you pay for it.
It's just for the fun of it.
But this is for my old age. Maybe I should start thinking and put aside. And my main, you know, focus is to get people to start opening an account. What you put aside doesn't matter, but you start. It's a start. Once you have an account, tomorrow you have some, you put in. Later, next day, next month.
The habit of saving.
The habit of saving. That's right.
All right. Thank you very much, Datuk Zaiton Mohd Hassan, the Chairman Private Pension Administrator, for elucidating and, you know, I think enlightening us on this. Because I myself was ignorant of this fact, but then again, we know that we're going to get old. So why don't you save right now? It doesn't have to be too much. Put in a little, bit by bit. You can make a, you know, molehill into something big later on in life. With that, my name is Zaini Yohi for Bernama Today.
Private Retirement Schemes, PRS, is a voluntary long-term savings and investment scheme designed to help Malaysians save more for their retirement. Malaysian youths aged 20 to 30 is offered the PRS Youth Incentive to kickstart saving for their future. As we march and embrace the digital economy, PPA is proud to present the PRS Online Enrollment Service. Now, you can enroll for PRS in an easy, convenient and secure way from anywhere using your computer or smart devices. Download the new mobile application, My PPA, your one-stop center for the PRS. Here, you'll have access and information about your PRS account and more. The digitalization of PRS and PRS Youth Incentive, steering more Malaysians towards building savings for the future.